Welcome back to the Happy Camper, coming to you from the beautiful mountains of southwest Montana. Again, today it's very cold, it's winter is set in here in Montana, and the road to our normal shooting location is all snowed out, so we are shooting here at our sponsor's dealership, which is Rocky Mountain RV in beautiful Butte, Montana. Their website is rockymtnrv.com. We appreciate that they do provide all of the inventory that we use in our videos, and if it makes sense for you, help out the people that help us out. Today we're going to take a comprehensive look at the new 2020 Bighorn 3375 SS Touring fifth wheel. This is one of the smaller fifth wheels that Heartland builds, but as you can see, it is extremely roomy and luxurious for just a 33-foot platform coach. I'll give you some quick specs on the Bighorn before we start here. This unit again is going to have a sleeper sofa here in the back of it, so it is going to sleep 4 people, 2 here in the back, and of course the king bed up in the front. As these units get bigger and bigger, you'll notice that they are made more and more for 2 people. And again, the Bighorn is a full live-in coach. It's a luxury fifth wheel, and it is going to be warrantied for full-time live-in use, which is pretty rare amongst the RV industry. Most RV warranties state that if you live full-time in your coach, you have void your warranty. Not here with Heartland and Bighorn. They do design these units for snowbirders or full-timers, and they're built and designed to be able to take that kind of use. Again, the freshwater capacity on this unit is 65 gallons. Gray water is going to be 90 gallons. Black water is 45. The water heater they use in this is a 12-gallon water heater, which is double the size of your standard RV water heater and 2 gallons larger than most other luxury fifth wheels that are on the market. Almost everyone else uses a 10-gallon, and again, your smaller camping trailers are a 6. And again, that's gas electric, so it will work off the propane, or if you're in a park someplace, you can plug it into electricity and work it off of that as well. They do run a 40,000 BTU furnace in this model. Again, if you're going to be out in colder temperatures, it is nice to have that bigger furnace. Something here that's just come into the frame while we're talking about furnace, you can see that the air return for the furnace is right up against the ceiling, and that does 2 things. Number one, it scoops back in the warmest air in the coach to recirculate it. It also keeps the noise down a lot from the furnace fan. The furnace is mounted down behind the bulkhead in the belly compartment, and of course that has a chase that goes up there to pull the air right off the ceiling. Yet another exclusive feature in your bigger, more expensive touring type fifth wheels. That's something you're not going to see in a standard camp trailer. That's the kind of thing you're paying for when you get into these bigger models. Air conditioning on this unit, of course, is mounted up on the ceiling. They do run 2 units. You can see they run a split air return as well for the air conditioning, 1 on each side. And you'll see this again in the bedroom for the second air conditioner. And then the ductwork runs down the center in a dual duct design. And this is again to increase volume, decrease pressure, to quiet down the air conditioning. Most ACs and most anybody that's looking at a fifth wheel of this stature have owned an RV in the past, and they know that an RV air conditioning is not the quietest thing on earth. So the dual air intakes as well as the dual duct design is made specifically to quiet down that air conditioning. They run 2 standard 30-pound LP tanks on this unit. Again, they do give you the room to upgrade to 40-pound tanks, which is nice, but I don't know many companies that are offering 40s out of the factory. They simply do the 30s, and you always have room to upgrade if you wish to. The refrigerator, while we're standing here looking at the coach, is a Norcold Polar Max, and this has become a real debate amongst the touring fifth wheel crowd. The Norcold Polar Max is a gas-electric refrigerator. It's the largest gas absorption system that's ever been built on the RV market. It is absolutely huge inside. You can see the freezer goes all the way through, and we do have a dividing bar here, but it is open in the back, so you can fit full width in this freezer. Of course, it's a stainless steel front panel. And the main fresh food compartment is absolutely huge. What a lot of companies have done is they've gone to putting a home refrigerator in these bigger RVs, thinking that they'll never be in a place that you wouldn't have electricity. And of course, if you have electricity, then a big home refrigerator is cheaper, it's easier to use, probably a little more efficient. The problem with that is, in Montana, there is still a lot of places this fifth wheel can be taken and not have electricity. So this gas absorption system is still what most people in the northwest part of the U.S. and Montana specifically are installing in their units. There are a couple downsides. Years ago, we always told everyone that on a gas electric refrigerator is more efficient on gas. Always run it on gas to get it cold. This particular unit is so large that they did install 2 electric elements on it and just a single, of course, propane burner system. So this particular RV refrigerator is more efficient on electricity. It will still work on gas, but you got to remember it's a large cooling space for an absorption system, and it does require that you give it some help when you're cooling on propane. Keep the doors closed. Try not to put a bunch of warm food in at one time. So again, when you get to that size on an absorption system, there's a little bit of drawback, but I think the advantages outweigh the drawback. And again, that's a personal preference. Most of these units, this unit in particular, is optional with a 22 cubic foot home style refrigerator. So again, just interesting things that are going on in this particular market. So through the specifications more or less, let's take a quick look at the weight sticker on this guy. And it might be easier to look it up on my little smart device here for the weight. The GVRW is going to be 16,000 pounds. This is a tandem axle unit, 2 7,000-pound axles. And of course, we're carrying a little over 2,000 on the truck. Dry weight is 13,268 on an average shipped coach, and that comes in pretty close on these guys. We can look at the exact weight sticker when we walk out the door. Cargo capacity of 2,684. These are a standard 8-foot width coach. They're not a wide body. Does make them tow quite a bit easier when you're getting down the highway with them. All right. Through the technical data, now let's take a look at the aesthetics of the coach, the floor plan, the layouts, the benefits. Over here on this side, of course, the little fireplace down on the bottom gives a great little atmosphere in here, but it also does put out quite a bit of heat. I turned this on about an hour ago. It is a little below 0 outside, and that has warmed us up to a very tolerable temperature in here in just an hour's time. So very nice, especially when used in conjunction. And I do not have the ceiling fan on, but we do have an overhead ceiling fan, and that will make a big difference. Just above the fireplace there, we have our sound system as well as our TV, which looks like they're using a 4K 55-inch, really nice TV system in this particular Bighorn. Around the back of the coach here, a bunch of extra storage cabinets up and over the top of the back. Again, those are pretty high. You're going to want a step stool for those if you're not a 6'6" basketball player, but they're there for additional storage. You can store stuff in there you may not use every single day. 3-cushion sofa here at the back of the coach. This is a tri-fold hide-a-bed sleeper, and it will give you a very comfortable second bed for your coach. Very easy to use. Again, check the pictures on the listing on this coach, and I think you'll see that they had that out in the pictures so you can see it. It's extremely hard to do with one hand, but it's extremely easy to do with 2 hands. So I'm not going to fold it out here in the video, but it is an easy thing to do. You can see that it does have outlets and USB ports on both end tables. So that's nice if you are sitting there just watching TV and hanging out, or if you're sleeping there at night, you do have some outlets and some USBs so you can charge your phone and run your CPAP machine and all the things that we need to do these days. Over here on the door side slide out, again, nicely trimmed. They do have some backlight on the fascia, big picture windows, all open for ventilation, few overhead cabinets here. The theater seat that sits directly across from the TV is a 2-cushion power recline. It is lighted. It's got heat and massage. Very nice little power theater seat there. Right next to that, of course, is our freestanding table. And the cool thing with this is they've tucked all the mechanism right up against the wall, so that's a clear span. You don't have anything to hitch your legs on anymore. This unit does come standard with 2 chairs down here at the dinette. This table also has an extendable leaf, and you'll see when we get up into the bedroom closet, there are 2 additional folding chairs that match the unit, upholstery and wood-wise, and they come down to meet. Again, the unit's built for 2 people. They want to give you some extra room around the table, so they do put just the two chairs down here, 2 folding chairs up on top. We've had a lot of questions about that as well. That is standard operating procedure for Heartland. Coming around the front there, nice big set of cabinets up above and down below. We have a little buffet there with some power outlets. That is a solid surface top on it. 4 drawers, 4 cabinet doors. Very nice setup. Again, Bighorn uses all hardwood cabinet doors, all hardwood fascias. These are all stained, hand fit, extremely nice. You know, hidden hinges on your cabinets. This cabinet, of course, hides the all-in-one, one control system, as well as a couple light switches and a Wi-Fi booster, which is kind of a new thing that's out on the market today. And I would tell you more about that if I knew more about it. That's a brand new thing that I really haven't gotten a whole lot of experience with yet. Overhead of the fridge, there is some extra cabinetry up there, and again, that's what you're going to start to see in these bigger, more expensive units, is more cabinetry, more lighting, nicer finishes, extremely well done. And that is where the money is spent. Again, little camping trailers are going to be fairly basic. These guys are going to be very elaborate. The center island here does have 3 doors of storage, 3 drawers of storage as well, and then up top we have our solid surface countertops, and these are full solid surface. And then down in here, of course, our stainless steel sinks. We have kind of a Jack and Jill system here, where we have a small sink over here and a larger on this side, and they both have the full home-size straining baskets in them. So those are very nice. To complete the kitchen is the new Furrion range and oven system. And again, this is an RV setup. It is all gas, but it is based around the look of a home system. Got a really nice cast grate up on top, three big burners. Again, that's going to have an electronic ignition. It's stainless steel backed. Down here on the range, it's a nice big range, and imagine that we have a window through the door in the range of an RV. I thought I'd never see the day. Really a nice oven from Furrion. Of course, storage drawers down below. Up top here over the range, we have our Convection Microwave, full home size. As you can see, that's a really nice big unit, and some additional storage. Let's take a walk up towards the front of this coach and check out the bedroom bathroom setup in it. Again, I mentioned that this is one of the smaller RVs or fifth wheels that Bighorn Heartland builds. And the difference will be, the main room will still be very spacious, and you'll see maybe the theater seat's a little smaller than the bigger models, but the bedroom, and more specifically the bathroom, is where you will see that they crimp down the space a little bit. They're going to make it as spacious in the areas you're going to spend the most time, and kind of crimp in areas that you're going to spend the least amount of time. So you'll see the bigger models have these big extravagant bathrooms. This bathroom's going to be very usable, but it's going to be a lot smaller. I'm panning across something here that makes this fifth wheel extremely unique. And this is something that Heartland has been toying with for the past several years, and they've really got it into main production now, and that's the slide in a slide system. And that's what the SS in the model number stands for, slide in a slide. So the main slide out is here, and it's going to house the mechanism for the bed slide, as well as some storage cabinets that go in here into the bathroom. And then the bed, the king bed here, is going to slide again in this smaller room just outside of that. And that's going to give us this extremely wide, big, spacious bedroom in this little tiny fifth wheel. Over here against this side, storage cabinets again and drawers. 4 drawers, 2 cabinets up above. This one was equipped with a bedroom TV. Again, a fairly basic thing. Everything will be wired for it. This one happens to have it. You'll see up here the split AC returns again. That's the King Control broadcast TV antenna, if you're wondering what that is. Again, if you're in a city, you'll pick up broadcast TV. Otherwise, not so much. In Montana, not many places you're going to find it. Again, up here, we do have a separate thermostat for this AC that's up in the bedroom here. So if you like your bedroom and your main room to be 2 different temperatures, this unit does accomplish that. Next to the TV and the chest of drawers, we do have a nice big picture window. And that is going to give us lots of natural light in here, which is very helpful. Smaller spaces, natural light is a big deal. Washer dryer cabinet is right here in the front. This is going to take a single washer dryer combination unit if you wish to do that. Very few will be equipped that way out of the factory. A lot of units will be plumbed for it. So you can see you have your plumbing and wiring there. This will also double as a closet. You can see they do put a hanging rod and an overhead shelf in it, so it does double up as a closet if you're not doing washer dryer. Front closet, right up here, and these are a wood door with a nice mirror in them. Give you again the appearance of this bedroom even being a little bigger than it actually is. This is going to house our Dyson handheld vacuum system. And that's a really nice feature that Bighorn's done in the last couple of years. Instead of doing the central vac that's built in, it's this little Dyson. And honestly, I have one of these. I vacuum my pontoon boat out with it and all kinds of things. So it's a great little vacuum, and it really works well. The front closet also has shoe racks built into the nose. Up overhead, of course, a hanging rod. And then here's the extra pieces for the dinette that I was talking about, the leaf for the table, as well as the 2 folding chairs. Coming across towards the bed here, you can see we do have a little built-in nightstand there. USB port there and there. The headboard does have a little extra lighting in it. Overhead lights up there as well for reading. USB ports on this side. This one does have USB and 110 power electric. 110 volt electric over here on this little shelf. So it completes this bedroom really nicely. This bathroom does have dual access from the bedroom as well as the main hallway, with a sliding pocket door up here in the bedroom and a swing door in the main room. And you can see again that instead of having the giant shower unit and all the things in it, this is going to be a little smaller bathroom. It has the corner neo-angle shower with the closable glass doors. Still going to be a fiberglass one-piece shower unit. And that's true to all the Bighorns. They don't run a dual or a split or the plastic shower surrounds. And that's just going to make your life of your shower so much better. The cleanup so much easier. That's really a nice feature in an RV. Sliding glass doors that come around and close that off. Like I said, the main bedroom slide out does extend into the bathroom and gives us some linen closets in here. And that's just really, really nice storage. Over here we're using a seamless countertop and sink system. That's all one piece, so there's no areas there. Again, the cleanup extremely easy in this sink. Overhead cabinets, undermount cabinets as well. We do have a fantastic fan in the bathroom to evacuate some of that moisture. Of course, control for it right here on the wall. This guy is going to have porcelain toilet. A lot of people make that into a big deal. They're nice, nothing wrong with them, and does come standard, of course, from Bighorn. This hallway does have this little window in it, and that helps a little bit. Sometimes those halls get to feeling a little small in RVs, and that's just going to open that up a little bit, make it not feel so tight in there. And again, I think you've just done an extremely nice job with the colors. We've got some light and some dark accenting it. The floor is a nice light color. The countertops, and again, I've talked about countertops before with the solid surface. A light color does not show any scuffs or scratches. These can be sanded. If you get a gouge in them, they can be sanded out, but it's not an easy job. So a really dark countertop that shows every little nick and scratch is something that you're gonna regret after some time. Again, you know, so this one's done some pretty light upholstery, but it is leather, so again, there's not a cleaning issue there. Looks really, really good. And then, like I said, the wood, as well as the some of the trim pieces in here, really give this unit some contrast and some depth to the colors. I'm going to step outside, and again, we're shooting at Rocky Mountain today, so we're right up against the street. It's extremely noisy. The wind's blowing out there, so I apologize in advance for the noise, but we will go out and take a look around the outside of this coach, and it is extremely cold, so hopefully I won't be shivering as we walk out the door here. The unit does have the solid step system, as you can see there, and a big grab handle. There's grab handles inside as well of this model. I was going to grab the weight here, and this unit comes in, this particular trailer weighed in at 12,594 out of the factory with options on it. So again, it's a little lighter than the posted weight, and that's pretty common to see. Alright, just gonna back up here where we can get a nice overview of the unit. Getting a little dark out here, but I think we'll be able to see it pretty well. So Bighorn has added a little bit of white to their front cap. Again, give it a little more dimension and definition. Really a nice look. I really like their little ram's head logo. I think it really fits in Montana well. You can see, of course, this has 6-post hydraulic leveling, and that's one touch, 100% leveling system. It will pick the coach completely off the ground if it's necessary. So it's a great, great system versus some of the electric things that are out there that just aren't as good. You can see our breakaway on our awning is working well today. Up, of course, power awning like you would expect out of most of these units. We also have LED light strip underneath, as well as a porch light, because that LED is covered when that awning is in. The belly compartment in Bighorn is again a very unique feature. You can see they dropped the frame rails down here underneath the storage compartment to get full height back in here. So there's no steps or humps or bumps or anything in here. No plumbing, no wiring chased through here. This bottom deck is going to be insulated. We do have some heat that comes down in here, so if we have sensitive items to cold that we don't want to freeze, it's going to keep us you know, at least up to above freezing down in this compartment. You can see the floor is coated with a stain-proof vinyl flooring. Everything is finished off extremely nice. And again, this is the places you're going to see the difference between this and a lesser model fifth wheel. Those are just the things you're paying for when you get into these big, expensive, nice fifth wheels. Again, 16-inch rubber, aluminum wheels, pretty standard stuff there. Bighorn does run frameless windows, which is a nice feature. Gives it a little cleaner look. Again, it doesn't really do much as far as functionality. It's just going to give it a cleaner look on the outside when you're going down the road. One thing that Bighorn did delete for the 2020 models is the rear fiberglass cap. Up to this point, I've been kind of involved and knew about Bighorn and been working with them since they've launched the product in 2004, and part of the feature list was always a fiberglass rear cap. And it did help with the aesthetics again, and of course it does make it a little bit more aerodynamic. All their competitors have dropped it off of there, and so they looked at it as a major cost when I was talking to the design team on Bighorn this year in Indiana, and they just simply said we couldn't continue with it because it was adding so much cost against our competition. And I understand that, but I kind of dislike it for the fact that, you know what, Bighorn has a name and a following, and there's certain things you expect to see. And maybe it's not a big deal to everybody, but I like to see a rear cap on a fifth wheel. It lets me know that everything else is up to snuff too. Rear accessory hitch on here. Again, this is something I talked with Heartland about. They are not rating this hitch for towing. They're telling me it's just simply for accessory. It's a storage rack or a bicycle carrier, that type of thing. Of course, it's still a free country, so you do what you feel is safe and prudent with a rear receiver hitch like that. Detachable power cord. They've gone back to that from a power cord reel system. I think a detachable power cord is just fine. I don't have any issues with that. It's a fine system. They do have a storage door here on the back, and that key lock for the tumbler must be frozen in it, because I did try to unlock that earlier and I couldn't get it open. But it's just a small storage compartment here behind the entertainment center. You can see as we walk forward up here, this is the slide in the slide system, and it's a lot easier to see how it works from the outside, but it's a pretty interesting, has a rack and pinion slide system here, and then of course you can see the gearing up on the second slide as well. Sewer connection is here. This unit does have just one sewer connection, which is nice. When you're in a park, you don't have to worry about dealing with two sewer connections. Sewer hose carrier is down on the bottom there, because again, you notice this does not have a rear bumper. Heartland does standard dual battery setup in here. They do come with only one battery. Depending on your dealer, they'll either have two or just the original that comes in. I know Rocky Mountain replaces the one that comes from the factory with two Group 27 interstate batteries to give you just a little bit better battery, a little better warranty out of the factory, and a better capacity. You can see they do have a disconnect switch, some of the breakers, and the hydraulic reservoirs down here. You'll also see that this is punched for a 5,500 watt Onan generator that can be installed up here if you want. This one did not have it out of the factory, and most of these touring fifth wheels do not. One thing about the generators that do install in here, they will be working off of the propane system, and that is going to limit the amount you can run your gen. So again, it kind of depends on what you're doing. Sometimes the generator is a good idea, and sometimes it's just more trouble than it's worth. But it is set up to do it. If you wish to do it, it can be done. So once again, we appreciate you watching. This is the Happy Camper saying thanks again from a cold winter's night in beautiful southwest Montana. Please like, share, and subscribe, and check out our sponsor, Rocky Mountain RV, at www.rockymtnrv.com.